So today's video, we're going to be showing you guys the top 5 buff weapons in Modern Warfare 3. These weapons got a major buff in Season 5 and they're so deadly now. Now, these are not the top best weapons in the game, but the weapons that recently got buffed. Thanks for Mishcasters for sponsoring this video. If you guys are looking to unlock MW3 camos such as Interstellar, Borealis, completely legit, or playing by lives, get all the best schematics, brand new skins, or even instant delivery account for sale, be sure to check them out. They are the biggest and most reliable seller for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. They have over 10,000 verified reviews on Trustpilot. Make sure you guys use code J.ithegamer for 5% off for limited time only. So the way we're going to do this, we're going to show each one of these weapons for a few seconds, show the class setup, explain the build, and then we're going to move to the next one. So the first weapon we got right here is a Mini-bac. This thing is so amazing. This is the MW2 weapons, you guys already know. This weapon has 64 rounds. Once you pack punch this weapon, it goes all the way to 300. So you don't even need a marker holding with this weapon. The buff that this weapon got a minimal damage increase to 26, up from 21. Max damage range increased to 11.43 meters, up from 8.38. Near mid damage range increased from 21.5 meters, up from 19.09. Lower torso modifier increased to 1.1 times, up from 1. And then arm and hand modifier increased to 1.1 times, up from 0.95 times. So this weapon just got a lot better. As you can see right here, we racing these zombies like it's nothing. As far as the mega abomination, I know this mega right here is already low, but again, look how fast the health actually goes down. I mean, we was doing some major damage. The next one is going to be the Vastnet 9K. This thing is so deadly. Another MW2 weapon. As you can see right here, the ADS speed, the mobility, accuracy, and the fire rate. The one thing about this weapon is that it doesn't have a lot of rounds. It has like 90 rounds on this weapon, but with the marker hold, this thing is definitely going to be insane. So this weapon update pretty much got a mid damage increase to 27, up from 25. Mid damage increase to 23, up from 20, and then a max damage range increase to 11.43 meters, up from 8.89. So this weapon is just a lot better than the way it was before. As you can see right here, it doesn't matter if you're doing a mega, if you're doing a disciple, this thing is doing some major damage. So anyway, this is the build of these weapons. So we use the VOK stockless. This right here is going to give you a really messed up recoil control. As you can see, plus 106, 35, and 35, but we're going to compensate this. This is all about the mobility with this one, because these weapons don't have really good mobility, ADS speed, and all that. So you get ADS speed plus, minus 12, minus 15, movement speed plus 6, ADS movement speed plus 15. So this right here is really good for mobility. And then we got these 464 rounds, which obviously is going to turn it to 300 rounds once you pack punch your weapon. We got the SL Racer. This is for more mobility. You get ADS speed, and then you get sprint to fire speed and tactical stance. And then the only reason we use this one on this class is because it's, because this attachment right here, your recoil control and vertical recoil control, horizontal recoil control, all that just go really high. You have to compensate that somehow. Now we will go with this one. Essentially, like I said, once you unlock this, you can try to use this one. This one's gonna have a suppressor on it, but the reason why I don't have this one unlocked is because I thought I had activated. You guys have to activate it to be able to unlock it. That's the new attachment. So we went with the jack BFB just for the recoil control to compensate for this. And then we got this barrel right here. This is going to give you the effective damage range, minimal damage range, and bullet velocity. The Vastnet 9K. So we got this attachment right here. This is going to give you spring speed, ADS movement speed. The True Tac grip is going to give you more ADS speed and sprint to fire speed. We try to go full mobility on this one, 45 rounds. DR6 hand stop is going to give you more ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, movement speed, and ADS movement speed. So as you can see, you're going to be able to move really fast with this one. And then we got the FTAC console com. This is going to give you the recoil control and 20 on horizontal recoil control. Now again, once you unlock this attachment, if you already had the attachment, you can go ahead and switch it with that one right here. As you can see, it's similar, 10, 23, and 10. And plus this one's going to have a suppressor. So if you guys want to use a suppressor, definitely use that one. So the next weapon we got right here is the MCW AR. This thing right here has always been so deadly. So the fact that they actually buffed this weapon, even if it's a little bit, it's a lot better. Now the way we build this class is a little different from how we used to run it before. We used to run the flamethrower with this thing, even though the flamethrower did not do any damage anymore to the bosses, but to the zombies it did. So now I pretty much changed the entire class setup. So this thing got a lower torso modifier increase to 1 point times, up from 1. So this thing pretty much brings the same TTK as the upper torso and the arm, leading to more consistent long range. So the lower torso and the upper torso pretty much is going to be the same TTK. Now this is zombie, so we pretty much going to be getting that critical hit damage by shooting the headshot if we're using the deadshot perk. So that's pretty much all you need, but this weapon is definitely better. Any little update you get on the weapon is better. Next we got the SVA. By the way, after this one we're going to show you guys the 2 builds for these 2 weapons, and after that we're going to have the last class, the last weapon. So as far as the SVA, this weapon buff is a little confusing because it seemed like it got a better accuracy, better recoil, also a little bit of damage range, not by that much. So this weapon, as you can see right here, now we got this build where this weapon shreds, all because of the recoil. I mean, look at this thing got 0 recoil. Now with this weapon you don't have to aim down the side like you usually do with some of the other weapons, where you aim down, aim up, aim down, and that's how you get that critical hit damage. This one you can just leave it up the whole time, and this thing is just deleting everything. Now we're gonna have more than 1 build for the MCW. Now for this one, the SVA is perfect the way it is. Now as far as the Mega Abomination, I mean, look how fast we're dropping him. I know the health is low, but how you think we got him there? But anyway, let's get to the build. SVA 545 build. So we're gonna be using the Jack Glassless uptick, and then we got the 60 round mag. We got the 5.45 grain rounds. The thing with this, you're gonna get a bullet velocity, minimal damage range, and effective damage range. Your recoil control, don't worry about the recoil control because everything else is recoil control, y'all. So right here, as you can see, we got more effective damage range, minimal damage range, and bullet velocity. And then we got recoil control, vertical recoil control, and then we got the FTAC castle comp. Now again, like I mentioned with the other build, so if you already unlock the new attachment, which is this one right here, you can just substitute that one, especially if you're playing Warzone multiplayer. With the MCW, which is really OP, we actually got 3 builds for this one. I'm gonna show you guys real quick the 3 builds. So we got the Jack Raven kit. So this one's going to give you the fire rate, minimal damage range is only 1%, that's not a big deal. But the headshot though, the headshot goes from 42 for 49. Lower torso damage goes from 34 to 36. But look at the mobility, yo. Everything on the movement speed goes up. Now as far as the recoil control, yes, that's kind of messed up, and we can only put 40 rounds in this one, but we're going to compensate the recoil control with the Bruton heavy support grip. And then we're going to have this one as well for the effective damage range, minimal damage range, the 16.5 MC Cyclone long barrel. And then once again, we're going to use one of these optics. Either one is better. We put this one because this one got 23, this one got 20 on the horizontal recoil control. I'll show you guys something real quick. So I had 3 builds with this weapon. So this one and this one, right? So this one is similar. This one's gonna put the Jack Glass uptick. If you guys want to have an uptick, you're not gonna have a magazine. Every other attachment is the same, so we're replacing the magazine to have an optic on it. The reason why we put an optic on this thing is because it just feels different with an optic. This is the MCW. This thing got no recoil, 0 recoil. Now I call this one micro holding is because since you only had 30 rounds on this one, you want to use this build with the micro holding. 30 rounds with a 90 reserve is not good. So as long as you use the micro holding with this one, you good. If not, basically use the other build where you got 40 round here and you don't have an uptick. Now the last build for this one is for Warzone. If you guys are into Warzone, this is a Warzone build. This is a long distance mid damage weapon. You're gonna have to run like an SMG with this build because this thing is gonna have low ADS. So we're not using the conversion kit. The conversion kit is gonna give you more headshot damage and more fire rate, but this one is gonna give you recoil control, right? This thing is full recoil control. Substitute this one for the new attachment, the new suppressor, especially if you're gonna be playing Warzone. This one is definitely gonna be the one you want to run, the quartermaster suppressor. And I'm gonna show you guys exactly what this thing does. Look at this thing. Look at this. all 27. This is the buff one. So we got this sandbar heavy stock. This one's gonna give you the recoil control. We got the 60 round mag. We got the SL Racer Hawk laser for ADS speed and sprint to fire. We also had the Crown H3 barrel for effective damage range, minimal damage range, and bullet velocity. Also, it's going to give you movement speed and ADS movement speed. And then we got this one right here. This is the X10 Havoc 90. The Warzone loadout, it is the same thing. The same loadout. The only difference is I got rid of the laser and I put the 5.7 28 height velocity. This is gonna, you know, give you the velocity all the way to 1149. So this is huge. Okay, so this weapon right here probably got the biggest update of pretty much all the weapons. I'm not sure if this weapon's still better than, you know, what it was before. It does feel better, I'm not gonna lie, it does, but I'm still not gonna put this in front of probably the first 4 weapons that we just showed. This weapon obviously needed to get some type of update because it was trash. So as far as the buff, this weapon got a max damage range increase to 26.67 meters, up from 21.59. So that's huge. It had a decreased horizontal recoil, allowing for a greater predictability during sustaining fire. It also got a decreased overall recoil to aid in the long range effectiveness. It had a decreased overall recoil deviation that it ensures more predictability pattern that is easier to control at range. So pretty much it's all about the recoil control, accuracy, stability. That's what this weapon pretty much got. So now you can go ahead and build this weapon the way we build it and know that your accuracy and your recoil is pretty much set. As far as the damage, I mean, damage range is going to improve just because the damage is not going to fall off. But zombies, we don't really be looking at the damage range drop off. I do, because you don't always want to shoot from close range. The zombies, yeah, but as far as like bosses, mega abomination, sometimes you're gonna have a lower distance and you don't want the damage to drop off. But anyway, the top 10 best weapon in the game coming soon. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. We'll see you guys next time on the next one.